they were having fun. At the end of the day, like, he's gone.
So what's the total cost?
For us, it's going to be about $35,000.
They can't train, they can't certify.
You're not gonna tell me what to do. You can pack your bags and leave.
I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you.
Hello and welcome to the King 5 Investigator Spotlight. I'm Kristen Goodwillie. At King 5, our investigative team dedicates itself to exposing corruption, mismanagement, mistreatment, and wrongdoing throughout our region. We don't just tell you about a problem, we get results and make a difference in Washington. To begin this edition, our investigation has led to the state of Washington admitting it unwittingly allowed ICE to hunt down and arrest undocumented residents with the help of state data. That's against the law. I alerted the State Department of Licensing that ICE was illegally searching its database to arrest people it wanted to deport. After I started asking questions, the state took action. This security video from Camino Island in June shows ICE officers detaining Victor Vivanco Reyes, who's undocumented. He tried running from the feds by taking off in his landscaping truck and ran into the officers' cars. I don't think that was necessary. Neighbors say the response was overdone. I was shocked because you would think that he committed murder. Victor isn't a murderer. He is a father of a 3-year-old son. He was convicted last year of a gross misdemeanor and served 10 days in jail.
All the hard work. We feel really defeated that he did do all of the work and he was becoming a very, very different person. And now, like, all of that is just gone.
That's my little bro. That's my baby.
Victor is expecting another son with his partner, Jessica Solano. She says his detainment is devastating for their family.
It was like duck season, and they were having fun, or they were enjoying what they're doing, coming after people like that. Like the chase of it.
The King 5 investigators found border enforcement had help chasing Victor down. From the state, federal court documents show before agents arrested Victor, ICE identified him by reading his license plate on the scene and knowing that vehicle was registered to him. This is information that can be obtained by searching for data from the Department of Licensing, or DOL.
I feel like it was really odd that they were able to find him at one of the job sites that he was at.
Look. Washington state agencies aren't supposed to share private data with the federal government for immigration enforcement. It's against the law. The Keep Washington Working Act prohibits this kind of collaboration unless there's a judicial warrant or a criminal investigation not related to immigration. In July, King 5 exposed DOL has a data sharing agreement with ICE. In the agreement, the feds promised not to use it for immigration enforcement. Since Trump's election in November, we found the feds' use of this database skyrocketed, up 188%. After that story, we've learned DOL's Deputy Director Alejandro Sanchez held a meeting with community advocates like the ACLU, Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, and UW. Sources tell us Sanchez said ICE was not misusing the state's database and that King 5 didn't have any proof. Angela Godoy was at that meeting.
He did not believe that the DOL information was being used for immigration enforcement purposes, which would have been an explicit violation of the executive order.
That DOL official was wrong. King 5 uncovered multiple cases where this form of data sharing led to the arrest with the purpose of deportation. The most clear case is this one. Federal agents detained an undocumented man named Wilmer with no criminal record in Kirkland. In their notes, ICE officers wrote they conducted surveillance outside his home in May, saw a car parked near the residence, then ran a query of Washington State Department of Licensing records. That search revealed the vehicle was registered to Wilmer. With the help from DOL, they knew they had their man. We brought this case to DOL. They sent a statement saying King was wrong again. We confirmed, they wrote, no search was made by ICE leading to Wilmer's arrest. A day later, DOL backpedaled. They confirmed ICE did violate ICE's agreement and use state data to find and arrest an undocumented resident. DOL and the governor's office tells me they shut down ICE's access to the state database right away. DOL went on to say the terms of the agreement are very clear, as are the penalties for not following them. Even one violation is enough. It's that important.
Like, it is just kind of scary to think that just like anybody can be handing out your information to these officers. Boing, boing.
For families like Jessica's,
I'm tired.
It's about the human toll. The question of how Victor was found may have been answered for her, but the heartbreak remains.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, he's gone.
She has to explain to her 3-year-old why his father isn't here.
Say hello, world.
She has to give birth to their second son alone.
The despair, the panic, the separations of families, the violence, the chaos, like, I feel like it's all going to affect the future of this next coming generation.
Does it make you feel like you trust state agencies in Washington?
No, not at all.
The Department of Licensing sent a letter to ICE saying this agreement has been terminated. I reached out to ICE and the individuals that got that letter to get their side of the story, and I haven't heard back. But one day after that story aired, human rights advocates began demanding an audit of all state agencies. Here's the reaction from lawmakers and advocates.
Get out! Get out!
Advocates and lawmakers say this is the kind of scene the state should have no part of. Federal ICE agents arresting undocumented residents with the help of the state of Washington.
At the end of the day, this impacts us all.
Malou Chavez with the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project says it's not just the Department of Licensing, but every state agency needs to prove they aren't inadvertently helping federal agents track down and arrest undocumented residents.
We are asking for an audit of all systems because we have also seen that data shared with federal government agencies for health care purposes is also being used.
I think the focus needs to be on the government agencies. To the extent that they are betraying the public trust, they need to be held accountable for that.
After King 5 provided evidence, DOL and the governor's office shut down ICE's access to the state database right away.
This is all happening to do what? What is the purpose?
Washington state agencies aren't supposed to share private data with the federal government for immigration enforcement. It's against state law. The Keep Washington Working Act prohibits this kind of collaboration unless there's a judicial warrant or a criminal investigation, not related to immigration. Senator Wellman sponsored the 2019 bill.
Of course, I'm disappointed, and I really do believe that we all need to be very much aware that this is going on and to maybe think twice. Ask more probing questions about how information is going to be used.
Wellman says she reached out to the Department of Licensing after my first investigation in July and plans to do so again.
I'm going to follow up on this one with direct contact with the director of the Department of Licensing. And I know the AG is as well.
Another result of our investigation. One America, a human rights organization, is planning a press conference and rally to pressure state officials to better protect Washington citizens and information. The King 5 investigators have obtained exclusive security video showing a Pierce County mother giving her baby Narcan after overdosing on fentanyl. Court records show it took 4 doses of the life-saving medication to revive that child. Tacoma police arrested the child's mother as advocates and law enforcement struggle to deal with this growing crisis.
When he first came home, because he was addicted to fentanyl, like these eyes were, yeah.
Tara Harris has taken care of her nephew Blake since he was born withdrawing from fentanyl.
This was in the hospital, and you can see he had to go through 5 or 6 different detoxes before I could bring him home.
18-month-old Blake and his 5-year-old sister went back to live with their mom, Tara's sister, in a rehabilitation house 3 months ago. Over the weekend, police called her saying Blake had overdosed on fentanyl, but survived after getting several doses of Narcan.
You work so hard to make sure that these kids have good lives, and then for them just to be put back in a terrible situation that they have no control over.
This is Blake's mom, Amanda Thiel, on the day of the overdose. She's holding the baby. You can see his head rolling back as she's trying to revive him. Police reports say the baby picked up a plastic toy and was chewing on it when his face became red, eyes were droopy, and he looked sleepy. That's when Amanda said she needed help.
I need Narcan.
In this next video, you see Amanda giving the baby Narcan as her younger child looks on. The homeowners told me Amanda wasn't allowed at their house because of her drug use. Once she said she needed Narcan for Blake, they immediately called 911. On the tape, you hear Amanda urging them not to call the cops.
Go tell your wife to stop. Go tell your wife to stop.
What if there wasn't Narcan there? What if there wasn't somebody in a sane mind frame to make sure that he got what he needed?
The Tacoma City Attorney's Office charged Amanda with reckless endangerment on Monday. That's a misdemeanor. Tara says it should be a tougher charge. That Blake and his sister have a long history of testing positive for fentanyl and needing Narcan. With this pattern and the weekend overdose, she says CPS is planning to give both kids back to their mother.
What are you thinking about?
That he could possibly be go back and just, what if he dies next time? I would never wish this upon anyone, ever.
Tara blames this cycle on CPS and the state legislature. In 2021, lawmakers passed the Keeping Families Together Act. That makes it harder to take children away from their parents, even when using drugs. In June, King 5 reported that child deaths and near deaths tripled in Washington so far this year compared to the same period in 2024. Many of those cases are related to opioid overdoses.
I'm going to fight for him. I'm going to fight for my niece, and I'm going to make sure that we change laws and we change things so that no other family has to go through what we're going through.
While Blake is doing better, doctors told Tara there's still a possibility she'll need to administer Narcan on him again. The State Police Academy's ban of a common police handgun faced a court challenge. Gunmaker SIG Sauer filed suit against the Washington Criminal Justice Training Commission. The company's lawyers asked a judge to reverse the ban in support of local police agencies like Anacortes. King 5 investigator Chris Ingalls reports.
SIG Sauer's lawyers argued here in Thurston County Court today on behalf of the company's own reputation and in support of local police agencies like Anacortes.
This particular firearm is the SIG P320.
Straight from the factory and still in the bag. Some of these SIG Sauer model P320 handguns are so new, Anacortes Police Chief Dave Floyd hasn't distributed them to officers yet. But the days are numbered for this gun and the other 30 or so issued to his officers.
We're replacing all of our issued firearms for the duty pistol with a different handgun altogether at the cost of about $1,000 per duty gun.
The city's investment in SIG Sauers is a total loss. The Washington Criminal Justice Training Commission banned P320s last year after a recruit and instructor said one fired on the range, even though the trigger wasn't pulled.
Sir?
Similar reported incidents around the country resulted in injuries, and the Air Force is investigating the death of an airman killed 2 weeks ago in an incident involving the military version of the gun. The Anacortes police chief isn't convinced of the danger.
I've seen nothing personally that causes me concern, and if it were not for the ban from CJCC, we would not be switching to a different issued firearm.
But the ban at the training center, where police recruits are trained and certified, has forced his hand.
So what's the total cost?
For us, it's going to be about $35,000.
This is a motion for stay of agency action.
SIG Sauer filed suit in Thurston County, saying the Academy's ban hurts its business and reputation across the country. In this hearing, they asked a judge to order a stay, reversing the Training Commission ban until the full case can be heard.
As the manufacturer, this whole decision is about SIG Sauer its product, its ability to supply law enforcement, the impacts it has on law enforcement. They can't train, they can't certify.
SIG Sauer's petition goes so far as to request an order barring the Academy's executive director from making disparaging public comments about the P320. SIG Sauer says the gun won't shoot without a trigger pull and blames operator error.
They're not likely to prevail because they cannot show that they have standing.
The state attorney general's office defended the ban and said SIG Sauer's business and reputation problems can't be pinned on the training academy alone.
There's a great deal of information out there regarding this firearm because of the numerous documented incidences of uncommanded discharges that this firearm has experienced.
In a ruling from the bench, Judge Carol Murphy said the gunmaker's petition to reverse the ban missed the target, at least for today.
The court is denying the motion for stay.
The judge was careful to point out that her decision is based on very limited information, not all the merits in the case, and the case is proceeding. But for now, the State Training Commission's ban of the P320 at its facilities remains in effect.
The King 5 investigators expose a serious mental health crisis facing the state of Washington. Mentally ill people accused of crimes who judges let out of jail wait for months out in the community for the help they need. As Susanna Frame reports, some of those defendants reoffend before the state comes along with services.
2 years ago, Seattle police rolled up to a West Seattle home after a 911 call about a burglar in the area.
Sir, Seattle Police. What's going on? Do you live here?
At the scene, they find a man who quickly becomes combative.
I can do whatever I want.
Stay there, you're gonna get tased.
No, I'm not.
Police have encountered a person experiencing a mental health crisis.
Under the federal law, I own this property.
He refuses to follow police orders.
I don't need to listen to you.
He won't sit down.
Sit down.
They're not going to tell me what to do. You can pack your bags and leave.
He even chokes his dog.
Don't look at the dog.
Put the dog down.
When police finally approach, it's chaos.
Sit down.
You can't see the detail, but officers say the man bit two of them.
Stop!
Stop! Stop biting! Stop biting!
And tried to gouge their eyes.
There you go.
There you go.
Was that necessary?
Come on, man.
Okay, you're under arrest.
After SPD took Garrett Molino into custody, security tape showed he was the prime suspect for the initial call. Earlier in the evening, you see him entering the home. There he is breaking into the gate and damaging tens of thousands of dollars worth of sculptures in the yard and home.
And we also have some property damage in the backyard here.
Prosecutors charged Merlino with malicious mischief, burglary, assault, and animal cruelty. He had 2 open domestic violence cases on the books as well.
Relax.
Get off my property!
Merlino wasn't behind bars long. 3 weeks later, a King County judge released him from jail. He was out on his own recognizance. While waiting for his trial out of jail, attorneys tell the court Merlino is extremely mentally ill. So with this document, a judge orders DSHS to evaluate him.
You can get in your car and go back!
That made Merlino one of about 1,300 mentally ill defendants in Washington waiting for their trials out of jail, while also waiting on DSHS for an evaluation or psychiatric treatment.
It just doesn't make any sense, frankly.
Gabby Charlton is the prosecutor who handles these cases for King County.
Do you think there's a safety risk with having this group of people out of custody? Absolutely, because it's an unstable population.
In the last 2 years, the number of defendants waiting out of jail for state help has gone down by about 25%. But the amount of time they've been waiting has gone up. In 2019, out-of-custody suspects waited an average of 3.5 months for state mental health services. Since then, the time has nearly quadrupled. People are now waiting, on average, more than 1.5 years.
It's unfathomable to me that it could take that long.
Garrett, how do you spell your first name?
Garrett Merlino was still waiting for his evaluation when Thurston County deputies got a call he threatened to kill someone.
Unfortunately, today you're going to be coming with us. Why? No!
Get away from me! What did I do? Tell me what I'm arrested for.
Clearly in crisis, Merlino accuses the police of trespassing, assault, and making things up.
You're lying, and it's abuse of your power. And I'm not going to handle it.
A few minutes later, the encounter turns violent. Once again, Merlino is on tape, biting and gouging the eyes of officers.
I'm gonna tase you. I'm gonna tase you. You tried to gouge my eye.
Should Garrett Merlino have been out on the street that night?
Oh, absolutely not.
This is Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders.
Watch his mouth.
4 of his deputies were injured on the job that day. Prosecutors charged Merlino with assault, harassment, and resisting arrest. The King 5 investigators have exposed for years the state has struggled to get mentally ill defendants the help they need. A decade ago, DSHS was sued in a case called True Blood for leaving people in jail for months waiting for treatment. In 2023, the state turned it around, drastically reducing wait times for those in jail from 4 to 9 months to an average wait time of 5 days. But wait times for people out in the community went up.
Has the state of Washington just forgotten about these people that are out in the community? What would you say to that?
No, I would say we have not forgotten them.
DSHS officials say a federal judge's order in the True Blood case forces them to give the first available beds to people waiting in jail.
How important would you say this issue is to the state of Washington?
Oh, for us, again, it is a very important issue that we want to be focused on and addressing, much like we did with the True Blood case and everything that we've done there. We want to do the same thing here.
Get on the ground now.
No, I'm not.
A year after Garrett Merlino was charged with attacking Seattle police officers and then let out of jail, records show another mentally ill person waiting for an evaluation carried out an act of violence. Jake Berman of Des Moines had been waiting 3 months for a psych exam when he allegedly beat his neighbor bloody, unprovoked. 2 weeks later, at his condo complex, he's accused of brutally beating and stabbing another neighbor to death with a pair of tweezers.
We're gonna have to reprioritize what we're doing. That's what it comes down to. The state's got a lot of money. I know that we're going through a crunch right now, and I don't think that excuse is good enough for anybody. I think at the end of the day, citizens of all political backgrounds and makeup want to see this problem fixed.
That's it for this edition of the King 5 Investigator Spotlight. We'll be back next month with more investigations. In the meantime, if you have a tip for us, email us at investigators@king5.com or scan the code on your screen. I'm Kristen Goodwillie, and for all the King 5 investigators, thanks for watching.